Hey everybody, my name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. I wanted to thank you for listening to this episode of The Morning Show. I'm the creator, the producer, and the host of the show. We want you to check out our website. It's themorningshowwithnatalie.com. You can go to that website. You can see all about our sponsors, all about the show. You can even listen to live episodes while they're going on right there from the website. Another way to listen to the show live is go to Live 365. You can download that app and just search for The Morning Show. It's right there. Super easy. We want you to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel if you will. That way you can keep up with what's going on The Morning Show. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey friend, it's great to have you tuned into The Morning Show today. Here on The Morning Show, you'll hear your favorite Southern gospel music and some of the classics you'll never forget. And now, the hostess of The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons.
When you wake up to the storm and all you feel are the waves crashing against your boat, you wonder if anybody remembers you or the journey that you're on. When you feel discouraged from what you see on the news or the events going on around you, well, friend, cut it off. Don't look to the left or to the right, look up. And when everything inside of you is screaming to be afraid, to accept defeat, or to hand our enemy a victory, well, you need to sing. And then keep singing. Sing it some more. For we are God's people. And that's just what God's people do. Well, we sing.
You said sing from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. And sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing. You said sing from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. And sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing. When God created living things, He knew we'd need a way to share our fears, our questions, and our dreams. Oh, there were words, but words won't do when joy swells up inside. There simply had to be a better way. And you say sing from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. You can sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing. The birds God sent on flashing wings to fill the sky with song, put music in the brook and crashing seas.
The wind blew through the threads of grass like fingers through the strings of golden harps that made the meadow sing.
Then he said sing from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air. You can sing when there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing.
The psalmist said, "Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations."
Then he said sing from a life and heart, just sing. When the night is darkest, sing. Let your joy explode and let music fill the air.
You can sing
When there's nothing else to do, sing. When something deep inside of you tells you that life is still a wonder, just throw back your head and sing.
Then he said sing
From a life and heart, just sing.
Grandpa preached from a trailer bed, had potluck dinner and a Marlboro Red, and we'd sing I Saw the Light a couple dozen times. We played hide and seek underneath the stars and drank Grandma's tea out of mason jars. I didn't need those city lights, it was just our way of life. Well, I was raised on it, it's where I call home. I made my way on it, and it's the only thing I know. It's in my bones, it's in my blood, it's in my roots down in the mud. And it's a redneck church choir singing, holy, holy, holy. It's in my jeans, it's in my boots, it's in the way that spirit moves. In a part-time sinner, I wanna be apostle, raised on Southern gospel. Saved 4 summers for a new used truck, had a first date mixtape all queued up, and I shook her daddy's hand and showed him I'm the kind of man that was raised on it. And it's the only thing I know. It's in my bones, it's in my blood, it's in my roots down in the mud. And it's a redneck church choir singing, holy, holy, holy. It's in my jeans, it's in my boots, it's in the way that spirit moves. In a part-time sinner, I wanna be apostle, raised on Southern gospel. I was raised on it, it's where I call home. I made my way on it, and it's the only thing I know. It's in my bones, it's in my blood, it's in my roots down in the mud. And it's a redneck church choir singing, holy, holy, holy. It's in my jeans, it's in my boots, it's in the way that spirit moves. In a part-time sinner, I wanna be apostle, raised on Southern gospel. Oh, it's in my bones, it's in my blood, it's in my roots down in the mud, raised on Southern gospel.
What about that song right there? It is brand spanking new. It just came out yesterday. We did play it yesterday on the show, so this is the second time we've played it on the morning show. It's our buddy Scotty-Emmons. It's his new song called Southern Gospel, and we are crazy about it. You can't even get it on a CD. You have to download it off of a social media site such as Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere like that. We want you to do that. Go out and download Scotty-Emmons' new song today, Southern Gospel. It's going to be a hit. My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You are listening to The Morning Show, and we're excited this morning because we have Mr. Trey Ladner from Sebastopol, Mississippi. Trey is going to be with us in just a few minutes, about 6:40 this morning, for our co-hosting with Kids segment, and it's going to be the highlight of the day. I can guarantee you that. We're also going to be highlighting the new CD from Becky Isaacs Bowman. It's called Songs That Pull Me Through Hard Times, so we're going to be talking about that.
I'm just as sure he came from glory as if I knelt at the manger bed. I'm just as sure he died to save me as if I
for certain what is absolutely true, but I believe God's word is more than just a point of view. The gospel is the firm foundation for my faith today. I'm confidently trusting Jesus, that's why I proclaim. I'm just assured He came from glory, as if I knelt at the manger there. I'm just assured He died to save me, as if I touched the blood He shed. I'm just assured He rose from the grave, as if I'd heard the angels say He's not here. And I am just as sure of heaven, as if I've been there a million years. Jesus saved me and He changed me from a sinner with no hope into a new creation with assurance in my soul. Now every day I'm more persuaded He's the only way. He came, He died, He rose, and He'll return again someday. I'm just as sure He came from glory, as if I knelt at the manger bed. I'm just as sure He died to save me, as if I touched the blood He shed. I'm just as sure He rose from the grave, as if I heard the angels say He's not here. And I am just as sure of heaven, as if I'd been there a million years. I'm just as sure He rose from the grave, as if I heard the angels say He's not here. And I am just as sure of heaven. Oh, I am just as sure of heaven. Yes, I am just as sure of heaven, as if I'd been there a million
It's a Red Sea kind of moment. Can't believe the mess you're in. Or sleeping with the lions. The outlook looks so grim. Then God walks in. God walks in. God walks in. God walks in. You're facing down Goliath. You're feeling mighty weak, or headed toward the furnace. You're sweating from the heat. Then God walks in. God walks in. God walks in. God walks in. He's walking in the fire. He's walking God walks in, God walks in. Can't tell you how he'll answer, can't tell you what he'll do, but miracles still happen. You're gonna see the proof when God walks in. God walks in. God walks in. God walks in. He's walking in the fire. He's walking on the sea. He's planning your deliverance, no matter what you need. He's walking through the whirlwind. He's walking through the walls. You're about to testify. He walked you through it all. When God walks in, God walks in, God walks in, God walks in.
Well, I told you yesterday about the brand new project from Becky Isaacs Bowman. It's called Songs That Pull Me Through Hard Times, and everybody needs a copy of this project. Not a single new song on the project, and not a single song written by Becky Isaacs, although her and Sonia are incredible songwriters. And probably about 80% of the Isaacs music through the years has been written by Becky and Sonia, but not this album. No, no, no. This album goes back and gets some of Becky's favorites through the years, some songs that have just pulled her through some really hard times. There are 32 musical guests on this project. 32. And they are the best of the best. Here's an example. Here's one called Early Morning Breeze, and it features the one and only Dolly Parton. Here they are.
I open up my door to greet the early morning sun, closing it behind me, and away I do run to the meadow where the meadowlark is singing in the tree. In the meadow I go walking in the early morning breeze. I cup my hands to catch a multicolored butterfly perched upon the petals of flowers growing wild. Freeing it, I watched it as it flies away from me to visit with the flowers in the early morning breeze. Rainbow-colored flowers kissed with early morning sun, the aster and the dahlia and the wild geraniums. Drops of morning dew still linger on the Irish leaves in the meadow where I'm walking in the early morning breeze. Misty-eyed, I look about the meadow where I stray. It's there I find the courage to greet the coming day. For there among the flowers I kneel gently to my knees to have a word with God in the early morning breeze. Rainbow-colored flowers kissed with early morning sun, the aster and the dahlia and the wild geranium. Drops of morning dew still linger on the Irish leaves in the meadow where I'm walking in the early morning breeze.
to call.
I love to call on Jesus' name.
Because
He's been so good to me.
he said he would.
He said he would take care of me.
I know the man.
I know that he has set me free.
And that is why.
I love to call his name.
Yeah.
I know it won't be in vain.
And that's why.
That's why.
That is why.
That's why.
That is why.
That's why I love to call his
I
name.
love to call.
I love to call on Jesus' name.
Because
He's been so good to me.
he said he would.
He said he would take care of me.
I know the man.
I know that he has set me free.
And that is why.
That's why I love to call his name.
Yeah.
I know it won't be in vain.
And that's why.
That's why.
That is why. That is why. I love to call. You know the Lord, he moves in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. Well, he plants his footsteps upon the sea, and he rides on every storm. Well, he speaks to my needs when my valley is rough. Oh, I got Jesus, and that's enough, and that's why.
That's why.
That is why.
That's why.
That is why.
That's why I love to call his
I
name.
love to call.
I love to call on Jesus' name.
Because
He's been so good to me.
he said he would.
He said he would take care of me.
I know the man.
I know that he has set me free.
And that's why.
That's why I love to call his name.
Yeah.
I know it won't be in vain.
And that's why.
That's why.
That is why.
That's why.
That is why.
That's why I love to call his name.
He's been my way now.
Call his
My
name.
sword and my battle shield.
Call his
Been
name.
my rock now. My rock in a weary land. Been my shelter in the time of storm. I wanna walk, sing, shout, and that's why. That is why. That is why I love to call. I love to call on Jesus' name because. Oh, he said he would now. I know the man, and that is why. Oh, yeah. And that's why. That is why. That is why I love to call. He's been my way now. My sword and my battle shield. He's been my rock now. My rock in a weary land. I said he's been my way now. My sword and my battle shield. He's been my rock now. My rock in a weary land. He's been my shelter in the time of storm. And that's why. That is why. That is why I love to call. And that's why. That is why. That is why I love to call his name.
Oh yes, and that is why I love to call his name.
Well, I want to talk to you about the towels that you are using in your home. I came across an article just yesterday. This is coming from NBC. Now, you can take that with a grain of salt if you want to, but it provides good support for what I'm trying to prove here with the MyPillow product. So we're going to use it, even though it comes from NBC. NBC says as of yesterday, people are not replacing their towels enough, like their bath towels. Yeah, the more you wash your towels, they begin to break down. The fibers, the materials that make up your towel, they begin to break down. It becomes harder to get the bacteria and the germs out the more that you wash them. They also become less absorbent the more that you wash them. So if you want your towels to perform at full capacity, you need to replace them at least every 2 years. Now, that's what the article from NBC says. And I'm going with that. I believe that's true, although some towels in my house I probably had. I don't even know how. But I'm going to start doing better about that. I'm feeling pretty bad. I have not replaced my towels like I should. I have some new towels from MyPillow, and I always try to reach for that new towel when I go to the cabinet with my towels. But the thing to do would just be to buy new towels. Let's throw the old ones out. Let's get rid of the old towels that we've been clinging to. We need new towels. It's just better for all of us. MyPillow.com. MyPillow has the best towels you will ever find. They're huge, they're absorbent, they're soft. They almost feel like the towel has a lotion inside of it. You have to experience it to understand that, I know, but it's true. So go out to mypillow.com, get you some new towels. Use the promo code Natalie, Natalie, to get an exceptional discount on these towels. We use them, we all use them, and we're fixing to get some new ones. So you join in with us, go to mypillow.com, get you some new towels.
Only one spoke countless stars ablaze. Only one could breathe life into clay. Only one can quiet raging seas. Only one has power to only one spoke countless stars ablaze. Only one could breathe life into clay. Only one can quiet raging seas. Only one has power to praise goes to Jesus. All the praise to Him alone. All the glory and honor forevermore. All the praise to Him alone. Only one left heaven for a cross. Only one knows every pain and loss. Only one could die my soul to save. Only one, the name above all names. All the praise goes to Jesus. All the praise to Him alone. All the glory and honor forevermore. All the praise to Him alone. All the praise to Him alone. Only one could crush the curse of sin. Only one was raised to life again. Only one is King of everything. Only one is coming back for me. All the praise goes to Jesus. All the praise to Him alone. All the glory
music, ministry, and more. It's The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons.
You're listening to The Morning Show. And now, with your patriotic point of view, here's Larry Gressett.
It all started in November of 1902. President Theodore Roosevelt had come to Onward, Mississippi to hunt with Mississippi Governor Andrew Longino. The group was bear hunting, and everyone had located one but the president. Roosevelt's assistants, led by Holt Collier, cornered and tied a black bear to a willow tree, then called for Roosevelt and gave him the opportunity to shoot it. But he viewed this as extremely unsportsmanlike and refused to shoot the bear. This news quickly spread through newspaper articles across the country. People were fascinated over the story of the president, but not just any president. This was Theodore Roosevelt, the renowned big game hunter. A well-known cartoonist read the article and drew a lighthearted satire to be put in the Washington Post, illustrating the compassion that President Roosevelt had shown the bear. The cartoon was seen by Morris Mitchum, candy shop owner in Brooklyn. He and his wife also made stuffed animals, and they decided to create a toy stuffed bear and dedicated it to the president, who refused to kill the bear. It would be called Teddy's Bear. The president granted his permission, and Mr. Mitchum began mass production of the bears, which eventually led him to create the Ideal Toy Company. Teddy Bear became known all over the world, but its beginnings can be traced back to President Teddy Roosevelt's fateful hunting trip of 1902. Theodore Roosevelt, truly a great American. I'm Larry Gressett with your patriotic point of view.
The Patriotic Point of View was brought to you by Joe McGee Construction. Joe McGee Construction believes family is one of God's greatest gifts. Family owned and operated for the past 33 years, Joe McGee Construction is the proud employer of some of Mississippi's best tradesmen. Together, we are supporting our communities and working hard to ensure that every commute to work and every ride to school brings us safely home to our loved ones. Valuing faith, family, and the Magnolia State, Joe McGee Construction is building safer roads for a better Mississippi. Joe McGee is my friend, and I thank him for helping us bring you the best mix of Southern gospel music, along with your patriotic point of view here on The Morning Show.
Lord, it's me again, talking to my friend. I'm grateful I can always count on you. You know I've asked for help before, for you to open doors, and you've been faithful to forgive the foolish things I do. But those were the prayers of a young believer, and hopefully by now my faith has grown. If you made wine out of water at a wedding dinner, could you make my life a greater song? And let it be an anthem of your grace, a symphony of praise, lifting up your name forever. And Lord, let me live a melody that would sing of Calvary and all the mercies I've been given. Then, Lord, let the song of my life be music to your ears. I want to know you more, like I never have before. I long to have a deeper walk with you, and I want to make you smile, singing all the while. Every song you give, I'll sing it back to you. And let it be an anthem of your grace, a symphony of praise, lifting up your name forever. would sing of Calvary and all the mercies I've been given. Then, Lord, let the song of my life be music to your ears. And let it be an anthem of your grace, a symphony of praise, lifting up your name forever. And Lord, let me live a melody that would sing of Calvary and all the mercies I've been given. Then, Lord, let the song of my life be music to your ears. Music to your ears.
Well, I want to talk to you about Star C Sweets this morning because there's something here that you need to know. Heather Compton has released the holiday menu. And this is something that's going to make your Thanksgiving just a whole lot easier and more convenient. You're going to be able to enjoy the holiday this year without worrying about doing all of the cooking. This is going to be great. This is going to be a whole lot easier. Here's the holiday menu. You can order this. Now, all orders need to be received by November the 14th. And then you can pick them up on Monday the 21st. That's the week of Thanksgiving. But here's the menu. They've got chicken and dressing, macaroni and cheese, sweet potato casserole. That's got the pecan crumble on top. Sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows on top. Green bean casserole, loaded potato casserole, and chicken and dumplings. They have these available in different sizes and different amounts. I'll just let you talk to Heather about how much that you want to order. But the thing is, to get these orders placed, you want to get them placed by November the 14th. So that gives you about 2 weeks to place your Thanksgiving meal with Star C Sweets Catering, Heather Compton. That's just what you need to do to make the holidays a whole lot easier. The number 601-900-0214, 601-900-0214, or just look them up on the Facebook. You'll find everything that you need out there. Star C Sweets. Right after this, Mr. Trey Ladner will be here with our co-hosting with Kids segment. I guarantee you don't want to miss Trey Ladner. He is next, right after Kevin Spencer.
One dark night in Egypt, a fearful time had come for one little Hebrew boy who was his father's firstborn son. Now with the angel of death passing low, it was hard to fall asleep. But one little lamp stood in his mind as he lay there counting sheep. He wondered why the young lamb had to die, why his blood was on the door. Through the wind and rain it had still remained, but he wanted to be sure. So he called out to his earthly father with a trembling voice so scared, crying, "Father, will you please look and see if the blood is still there?" He said, "Son, now don't you worry, for the blood is there to stay. The wind may blow and the rain may fall, but it won't just wash away. The blood will stand the raging storm. It's been applied with loving care. Safe, secured, you can rest assured that the blood is still there." A looking over the damage Satan's storm had left behind. The flood of endless questions, doubt had filled my mind. The fear that gripped my troubled soul brought me back to my knees in prayer, crying, Father, will you please look and see if the blood is still there? He said, son, now don't you worry, for the blood is there to stay. The wind may blow and the rain may fall, but it won't just wash away. The blood will stand the raging storm. It's been applied with loving care. Safe, secured, you can rest assured that the blood is still there. Safe, secured, you can rest assured that the blood is still there.
My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You are listening to The Morning Show. Today is our co-hosting with Kids segment, and we are delighted to have Mr. Trey Ladner from Sebastopol, Mississippi with us. Good morning, Trey Ladner.
Good morning, Miss Natalie. Thank you for having me this morning, and I would like to thank everybody for tuning in to the morning show.
Well, Trey, we've been trying to make this happen for several weeks now, and I've been wanting everybody to meet you, to get to know you, to experience your personality, because I can truthfully say that you are one of my favorite people in the world. I am a fan of Trey Ladner. We're excited that you're here. And Trey, I'm going to let you do most of the talking today because you really don't need me at all. I'm just not really important in this a bit. I'm going to give you some time. I want people to get to know Trey Ladner. So just take a minute, Trey. Tell us what you want us to know.
Thank you, Miss Natalie. And for those tuning in this morning that would like to get to know me better, my name's Trey Ladner. I'm 13 years old. I'm in the 7th grade, and we live in the small town of Sebastopol, Mississippi, which is just 30 minutes outside of Lake, where Salem Baptist Church is located.
So, Trey, you and I go to church together at Salem Baptist Church, right?
I am a member of Salem Baptist Church, and something I love about our church is the very, very talented singers there. We have such talent in the choir, and it puts you on the edge of your seat every time that our singers perform up there.
Trey, I really do appreciate you saying that. It means a lot.
Just great vocals all around, and I have actually sung in church before, and I mean, it's just a great experience. We've always had a good attendance there at Salem, and not to mention our amazing pastor, Brother Larry Duncan. And I'm actually Pastor Larry. He's known me ever since I was a wee little thing, and that's just, it's been great growing up, knowing him, hearing him preach, and there's such wisdom in the mind of that man.
As I walk down the sidewalk of a sin-stricken city, I see the misfortunes of men. A man in the gutter, lying there lifeless, clutching a bottle in his hand. He was some mother's darling, maybe some young man's father, but now he's a prisoner to sin. No hugs in the morning and no family altar. He gets by the best that he can. Thank God for the preacher who told me of Jesus, for I'd be a beggar if not for his grace. Lord, help me show others your love and your mercy. Make my life a witness In a little white church house at an old tear-stained altar, a prayer for God's mercy was heard. Though his sins were many and his burdens heavy, he took the Lord at his word. The angels rejoiced as he was forgiven. Shouts filled the temple that day. I will never get over that trip to the altar where I was that sinner who prayed. And thank God for the preacher who told me of Jesus, for I'd be a beggar if not for his grace. Lord, help me show others your love and your mercy. Make my life a witness to others, I pray. And thank God for the preacher who told me of Jesus, for I'd be a beggar if not for his grace. Lord, help me show others your love and your mercy. Make my life a witness to others, I pray. Lord, help me show others your love and your mercy. Make my life a witness to others, I pray. Make my life a witness to others, I pray.
Well, we're back with our co-hosting with kids segment with one of my favorite people in the world, Mr. Trey Ladner. My part in this is very small, ladies and gentlemen, because Trey does not need me. He can handle this all by himself. So we're getting to know Trey Ladner. Trey, tell us about your school situation. Tell us what's going on there.
For those, I just want y'all to know, I do not go to public school. I currently homeschool, and I use the Abeka program, which is a good Christian-based curriculum. And I feel like I'm getting a good education through it. And something I love about homeschooling is all the free time that you have after you get your schoolwork done, whether it be with cows or with the chickens. So,
hey, Trey, who do y'all grow for? Who do you raise those chickens for?
We grow for Tyson. And that's what honestly, I love helping my dad. I love making memories with him and all that. And I feel like I'm just one of the luckiest boys in the world to be able to homeschool and be with my dad every day.
My mama fell in love so hard. His crooked grin, that old guitar, a little of heaven in his eyes. I always thought he seemed so strong. I know he showed me right from wrong. I wanna be that kind of guy. He was there when I needed help, and he heard me yell his name. I didn't deserve his trust, but he loved me just the same. He was a hard-working man with carpenter hands who gave me all he had. That was Jesus in my dad. The Bible says what Jesus did, but my dad showed me who he gotta love a man like that. He was there when I needed help, and he heard me yell his name. I didn't deserve him, I didn't deserve his trust, but he loved me just the same. I know that he loved me. He was a hard-working man with carpenter hands who gave me all he had. That was Jesus in my dad. That was Jesus in my dad.
And not to mention that I got a great mama who loves me, and I help her at her florist and boutique every day as well. And she does a lot of different funeral work for different people, so I'll come and deliver for her every now and then with my dad. And, you know, just being and doing all this around the farm and being and doing the different funerals and weddings a lot. This past month, we went to a wedding in Alabama, and that was a great wedding. The flowers were beautiful because my mom made them. One of the best people I know at making flowers. But so, you know, that's just, it's great, and it builds character just not being in a schoolhouse all day. So.
Well, son, whatever you're doing, we suggest you keep it just that way because you've turned out pretty incredible. We think you're pretty exceptional. So whatever you're doing's working, Trey.
I am thankful beyond measures. I got a close relationship with God. I'm a child of God. I read my Bible, and I just love doing that. And yeah.
Well, Trey, we're super proud of you. We couldn't be any more proud to call you one of ours at Salem Baptist Church. Now, look, before you go, I want you to explain to me about showing cattle, because I know that you are just a champion at this, and I know it's a big part of your life, and I don't understand a whole lot about it. So before you go, would you spend just a minute or two telling us about the 4-H and about the cattle that you show? Just explain a little bit of that to us.
What that is I raise my own cattle, and such as from baby calves. And what we do there is, for the show calves, a lot of times, we do this thing called AI, which is an artificial insemination where you get to choice breed. And that's where you get a specific bull and breed it to a specific cow. And that's how you make a show calf. So, whenever that show calf is born, we let it stay on its mama for about 4 or 5 months. We pull the calf off, and then we take it to our barn. And normally we don't start the breaking process until they're in the barn for about 1 or 2 days. What we do then is we put a halter on their face. They start walking around with the halter, and once they get calm enough that we can walk up within a 5-6 foot distance of them, you can just grab the halter and tie them for a minute and let them stand tied for a while, and eventually it teaches them to not want to pull away from whatever is holding them in place, because that post won't go anywhere where a human they might. So after that, you go out there and, you know, you can brush on them and pet on them. And keep in mind, folks, these calves are getting some of the best treatment out of any cow on earth, because they get their own personal feed every day. They get a kind owner who loves them and all that. And just, you know, I have always grown a strong connection with all my show cows. I currently have 4 in the barn, but at my next show, I'm only taking 2. My main 3 that I'm showing right now, actually, though, is I got a young heifer, and her name is Blossom. I showed her mother. And then I got 2 bulls. One is a Red Angus. That's the main thing that we own is a Red Angus. We have a big Red Angus program, and there's such thing as Black Angus as well, and that's actually where the Red Angus originated from. And one day, a Black Angus cow had a red calf, and that's what started the whole red genetic thing. So,
wow, Trey, you know so much about that. That's something.
Yeah, I got this Red Angus bull. His name is Jack, and I got a cream bull calf who is 35 85.5% Red Angus, and then the other 13.5% is Charolais. And his name is Mac, but he came out this pretty color, but he's only 5 months old, but he is a dude. He is built right.
He's a good one.
So, and for my extracurricular activity, my extracurricular sport, I play baseball.
Lord, I could never
And
do it.
I am currently on a team out of Philadelphia, and I love partaking in baseball and all that.
Trey, we're just overwhelmed. We're overwhelmed at what all you know. We're overwhelmed at what you can do. You've just blown us away here on the morning show. I'm a little bit speechless, to be honest with you. Really, there's nothing else to be said. You've about said it all. I tell you what, why don't you go ahead and introduce us a good song here, and we'll just play us a song while we absorb everything that you've told us about, because that's some valuable stuff. I hope y'all see now, ladies and gentlemen, why Trey Ladner is one of my favorite people. Now everybody understands. All right, Trey, take it away.
Now, I would like to recommend one of my favorite songs for us to play on the show this morning, Truth Be Told by Matthew West.
Line number one, you're supposed to have it all together. And when they ask how you doing, just smile and tell them never better. Line number two, everybody's life is perfect except yours. So keep your messes and your wounds and your secrets safe with you behind closed doors. But truth be told, the truth is rarely told. I say I'm fine, yeah I'm fine, oh I'm fine, hey I'm fine, but I'm not. I'm broken, and when it's out of control, I say it's under control, but it's not. And you know it, I don't know why it's so hard to admit it, when being honest is the only way to fix it. There's no failure, no fall, there's no sin you don't already know. So let the truth be told. There's a sign on the door, says come as you are, but I doubt it. Cause if we lived like that was true, every Sunday morning pew would be crowded. But didn't you say church should look more like a hospital? A safe place for the sick, the sinner and the scarred and the prodigals like me. Well, truth be told, the truth is rarely told. Oh, am I the only one who says I'm fine, yeah I'm fine, oh I'm fine, hey I'm fine, but I'm not. I'm broken, and when it's out of control, I say it's under control, but it's not. And you know it, I don't know why it's so hard to admit it, when being honest is the only way to fix it. There's no failure, no fall, there's no sin you don't already know. So let the truth be told. Can I really stand here unashamed, knowing that your love for me won't change? Oh God, if that's really true, then let the truth be told. I say I'm fine, yeah I'm fine, oh I'm fine, hey I'm fine, but I'm not. I'm broken, and when it's out of control, I say it's under control, but it's not. And you know it, I don't know why it's so hard to admit it, when being honest is the only way to fix it. There's no failure, no fall, there's no sin you don't already know. Yeah, I know. There's no failure, no fall, there's no sin you don't already know. So let the truth be told.
Man, what a beautiful song.
Yes, Trey, I agree with you. That is a beautiful song. And I'll say this for the record here at the morning show that I've heard you sing that song right there. I wanted to play it today on the show, and I could not ever get it from Facebook into our radio program to play it on the show. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that on my Facebook page. So we want you to hear Trey Ladner sing The Truth Be Told. We want you to go out to my Facebook page, and you can see that link because he sang it at Salem Baptist Church. And I'll say this, I don't think I've ever seen anybody, especially a young person, sing with any more passion and enthusiasm than Trey sang that song at Salem Baptist Church. So I want you to go out to the Facebook and check that out. Trey, we've just had a terrific time here on the morning show. I just want to thank you for spending time with us and enlightening us on what all is going on in your life. This has been amazing.
Thank you, Miss Natalie.
Well, Trey, is there any other song that you wanted to play while you were here on the morning show that we haven't played yet? If so, let us know, and we'll play it as we leave.
I would like for us to play He's Got Away by Southbound.
Well, we'll do it. We'll do it right now. But before we go, let's do this. My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons.
My name is Trey Ladner.
And you're listening to
The Morning Show.
When you're down and out and feel like hope is gone, friends can't be found and you're standing there alone. You say I'm at the end of my road. Just hold on tight, there's something you should know. He's got a way of making beauty from brokenness. He's got a way of breaking chains of hopelessness. When you feel like giving up, 'cause the road you're on is rough, just remember at the end of the day, He's got a way. So don't ever quit, just hold on to faith. I promise it won't be more than you can take. I can't count the days He has brought me through. You would be amazed the things I've seen Him do. He's got a way of making beauty from brokenness. He's got a way of breaking chains of hopelessness. When you feel like giving up, 'cause the road you're on is rough, just remember at the end of the day, you just hold on. He's got a way. Stand and be strong. He's got a way. It won't be long. He's got a way. 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 He's got a way of making beauty from brokenness. He's got a way
co-hosting with Kids segment was brought to you by Kara Smith Photography. Do you need some pictures of the family, of the kids? Do you have a wedding coming up, a special event? Kara Smith Photography can take care of all of your photography needs. It's who we use. It's who my family uses. It's who I personally use. So we want you to reach out to Kara Smith. You can find them on Instagram and on the Facebook, Kara Smith Photography. You can send a message on there and set you up an appointment to get you some pictures made of you and your family. So thanks to Kara Smith Photography for the co-hosting with Kids segment.
We're glad you're listening this morning to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
You're listening to The Morning Show. And now it's time for your pastor's perspective. Brought to you this morning by Brother Tal Vardaman of Line Creek Baptist Church, Morton, Mississippi.
1 Thessalonians 5 and verses 16 through 18 says, "Be joyful always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." They could be translated, continually rejoice, continually pray, continually give thanks. And that's a great challenge, isn't it? Now, we wouldn't have a problem if it said, rejoice sometimes, or pray occasionally, or give thanks when you feel like it, amen? But it doesn't. Here the Word of God says always, continually, in all circumstances. And I would venture to say to us this morning that the real power of the gospel can most be seen when we don't feel joyful, when we don't want to pray, and when life has come up against us and we can't think of a reason to be thankful. Because it's during those times that we find out if our Christianity, our faith is real, or if it's just a spiritual counterfeit. And in these simple commands, we see the power, the true life-changing power of Jesus Christ. When He enters a life, He changes it from the inside out so that we have both the power and the desire to rejoice and pray and give thanks, even in the worst moments of life.
In everything give thanks, with all your heart give praise, for the Lord we serve will never let you down. In everything give thanks, with all your heart believe that the Lord can take a circumstance and turn it all around. When you want sunshine to brighten up your day, but you find the clouds rain on your parade, don't forget somewhere someone you may not know is thanking God for the rain to make the crops grow. In everything give thanks, with all your heart give praise, for the Lord we serve will never let you down. In everything give thanks, with all your heart believe that the Lord can take a circumstance and turn it all around.
The Pastor's Perspective was brought to you by Salem Baptist Church in Lake, Mississippi. Salem is my home church, and I'm thrilled that they've partnered with the morning show to help us bring you, well, not only the best music in the world, but encouragement and words of life straight from God's Word. Brother Larry Duncan and the entire congregation at Salem, they invite you to come and visit whenever you get the chance. We're located just a few miles off of I-20 coming through mid-Mississippi. So if you live in our area, if you're ever traveling through our area on a Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, well, you stop off the lake exit and visit with us. Thank you to Salem Baptist Church for bringing you your pastor's perspective.
What a debt that we owe, and we could never pay. What a price Jesus paid to wash our sins away. His sinless sacrifice has brought us brand new life. Hallelujah for the blood that bought us freedom from our chains. Hallelujah for the grace that saved us through our Savior's name. We're redeemed, we are healed, we are pardoned, we are sealed. Hallelujah for the blood that sets us free. Oh, the plan He revealed on Calvary's rugged tree, for the bruised, for the bound, the broken who believe. Whoever will may come, receive God's gift of love. Hallelujah for the blood that bought us freedom from our chains. Hallelujah for the grace that saved us through our Savior's name. We're redeemed, we are healed, we are pardoned, we are sealed. Hallelujah for the blood that sets us free. We sing and we rejoice, clap our hands for joy. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain. We sing and we rejoice, clap our hands for joy. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain. We sing and we rejoice, clap our hands for joy. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain. Hallelujah for the blood that bought us freedom from our chains. Hallelujah for the grace that saved us through our Savior's name. We're redeemed, we are healed, we are pardoned, we are sealed. Hallelujah for the blood that sets us free. Hallelujah for the blood that sets us free. Oh, hallelujah.
We love the morning show, and we love Miss Natalie, and we love the morning show.
If I had been there to see it all happen on the hills just just outside Bethlehem. I would gaze at the stars where the angels sang glory, find the place there was no room for him. If I had been there that day at the Jordan when John looked up and called him the Lamb, I would trace every step that took him to Calvary, watch the nails pierce his feet and his hands. But I'm here in this moment 2,000 years later. I know in my heart it's all true. So I'll tell it today like I would have back then when the old story was new. When the old story was new. If I had been there to hear he is risen, I'd run to that cold empty tomb. I would stand on the mount where Jesus ascended and rejoice that he's coming back soon. But I'm here in this moment 2,000 years later. I know in my heart it's all true. So I'll tell it today like I would have back then when the old story was new. When the old story was new. He's still the truth, he's still the life and the way, and the gospel still has the power to save. So I'm here in this moment 2,000 years later. Oh, in my heart it's all true. So I'll tell it today like I would have back then when the old story was new. When the old story was new. So I'll tell it today like I would have been when the old story was new. When the old story was new.
Well, you know, we talk a lot about Chick-fil-A here on the morning show, and I wanted to let you know there's a new big thing going on at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, a Chick-fil-A in Florida now lets all of its workers cram in all the hours needed for a full-time schedule into just 3 days. And almost everyone's reaction seems to be the same. This is incredible. Why didn't we think of this before? Now, just to be clear, this is just one Chick-fil-A location. It's a 3-day schedule, and it's optional. It equals full-time employment with benefit, and Chick-fil-A employees who opt into this, they put in 13 or 14 hours a day for 3 consecutive days, and then they're off for 3 full days. And yeah, of course, the 3 days are kind of hard. I mean, that's difficult to work 14 hours for a day, but you do it for 3 days, and then you get all of that time off. So it seems to be a big hit at the Chick-fil-A in Florida where this is going on. I just wondered if you would do that. Had you rather work 3 long days and then get a whole lot of time off, or space it out and work 8 hours for 5 days and then get 2 days off? I think I'd rather work the long hours. I think I'd rather work 3 long days and then get 4 days off. It seems the obvious to me, but I would just love to know how you think about that. 601-616-4066 is the number. If you have an opinion, share it with me right here on the morning show.
I love it when the doors of the church swing open and all of God's people come pouring inside. I love the sound of a hallelujah when the saints get together and the song starts to rise.
say how he found you lost and paid the highest cost by dying on a cross. Testify, come on and testify. Let the redeemed say how they have been saved by his amazing grace that came and made a way. Testify, come on and testify. Anybody got a reason to praise him? Anybody got a heart that's changed and made alive? Come on, testify, testify. Anybody gonna lift up his name? Anybody here unashamed of Jesus Christ? Come on, testify, testify. Anybody got a reason to praise him? Anybody got a heart that's changed and made alive? Come on, testify, testify. Anybody gonna lift up his name? Anybody here unashamed of Jesus Christ? Come on, testify, testify. Testify, testify.
My name is Natalie Duncan-Emmons. You're listening to The Morning Show. Here on The Morning Show, we're looking for the very best mix of gospel music, predominantly Southern gospel with a little bit of bluegrass, a little bit of Christian country, contemporary, and inspirational. The mixture of different styles and genres here on The Morning Show is a musical picture of the diversity of the bride of Christ. Though every style is different, the message we play is the same. The gospel of Jesus Christ and salvation through him alone. For worthy is the Lamb who was slain. My name's Natalie Duncan-Emmons. Glad you're listening to The Morning Show.
Are you living just to die, my friend, buried with your earthly woes? In dying you can live again up yonder where the faithful go. I'll see you on the other side, rolling on Jordan's tide. If I die tomorrow, lay away your sorrow. I'll see you on the other side. The Lord's sermon on the mountainside, a promise for one and all. He's a comfort for those who mourn and cry. I'll be ready when the Savior calls. I'll see you on the other side, rolling on Jordan's tide. If I die tomorrow, lay away your sorrow. I'll see you on the other side. Well, I'll see you on the other side, rolling on Jordan's tide. If I die tomorrow, lay away your sorrow. I'll see you on the other side. Death is not the end, my friend. Friend, it's the beginning of the never end.
We are featuring the album Songs That Pulled Me Through the Tough Times by Becky Isaacs Bowman this week. The album is brand new. It's only been out a few days. The album in itself, it's truly a work of art. It is a mix of genres. The album is classified as bluegrass, but every song on the album is not bluegrass. And I'll say this, if you've ever wondered, is Becky Isaacs Bowman really a good singer? Well, this will put that question to rest. Here she is. It's a masterpiece. With her children, Levi and Jacoby Bowman, and Mr. Ron Block. Here they are. Becky Isaacs Bowman.
Long ago and far away, life was clear. Close your eyes. is a place from long ago. Remember, filled with everything you know. Remember, when you're sad and feeling down. Remember, turn around. Remember, life is just a memory. Remember, close your eyes and you can see. Remember, think of all that life can be. Remember, dream, love is only in a dream. Remember, life is never as it seems. Love is only in a dream. Remember, life is never as it seems. Long ago and far away, life was clear. Close your eyes.
Well, we are excited to announce another brand new sponsor here on the morning show, and I couldn't be any more delighted than to tell you about Roof Rehab. Our friends Cody Thrash right out from Sebastopol, Mississippi. Roof Rehab is a roof restoration and preservation company. They specialize in extending the life of shingles, low slope, and metal roofs up to 10 years with their clear acrylic or tinted silicone coatings. They can stop current leaks. They can prevent future leaks. And as much as fixing the leak itself, they can just help put your mind at ease that you've taken care of that issue, that it's resolved, and that's one less thing that you have to worry about. So if you've got any kind of issue going on with your roof, well, you need to call Cody Thrash and our friends over at Roof Rehab. And you need to let them come look at it. They'll give you a free estimate. They'll come look at whatever your issue is for free and let you know what they can do to fix it, and then you'll just have peace of mind. And Cody's just a fantastic guy. You're going to enjoy working with Cody Thrash over at Roof Rehab. The number 601-697-5326. 601-697-5326. Of course, you can look them up on the Facebook under Roof Rehab. We encourage you to do that. So welcome to the morning show, family. Roof Rehab. We are delighted you are here.
I'm looking away beyond the dark sea, to heaven my home, of which I oft dream. clouds will rise, no shadows of night. That city four square, the sun will outshine with all of the same. That home shall be mine. That heavenly home lies over Dead Sea, lies over Dead Sea, where loved ones I know, are waiting for me, with Jesus will live, with Jesus will live in glory divine, that heavenly home will surely be mine, with Jesus will live, in glory divine, that heavenly home will surely be mine, That heavenly home lies over Dead Sea, where loved ones I know, are waiting for me, when Jesus will live, in glory divine, that heavenly home will surely be mine, with Jesus will live, in glory divine, that heavenly home will surely be mine,
We're glad you're listening this morning to The Morning Show with Natalie Duncan-Emmons. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
Well, I went camping just a while back with a couple of high school friends. And on Sunday morning I wanted to find a church to worship in. So I packed my truck and I headed out. Then I saw it in a cloud of dust. It was the Ebenezer Fellowship Non-Denominational Baptist Free Will Church. When I walked in, it was time to start, and that little church was packed. There was only one seat on the very front row, even though I really wanted the back. So I walked right down and I took a seat. Then a hush fell over the place as a sweet little gray-haired woman walked up and said, "Boy, I have something to say." Folks around here call me Granny. I'm as sweet as I can be. Well, I volunteer for everything. They couldn't make it without me. I teach Sunday school, I sew and bake. I'm even in charge of the Christmas play. And there's only one thing I ask in return, a lesson you should learn. Don't sit in my pew, you know it belongs to me. I've been sitting right here at least 40 years, and that's the way it's gonna be. I can tell that you are new around here, so you better get one thing clear. If you know what's good for you, don't sit in my pew. Well, I walked to the back of the church feeling just about as tall as a flea when one of those deacons walked up and handed me a brown, ice-cold metal folding chair. So I sat out there in the aisle and listened to the choir sing, "I Shall Not Be Moved," while the preacher preached a fine sermon on like a tree planted by the water. Then he looked right at me and he said, "When the service is over with, we want our special guest to come over to the fellowship hall for some of Granny's red velvet cake." So that's what I did. And after they said the blessing, well, I looked down and noticed that I didn't have a fork. I'd made enough commotion for one day, so I thought, well, I'll just ease in there in the kitchen and help myself. So that's what I did. I found the utensil drawer, I pulled it open. All of a sudden, somebody spun me around. It was Granny. Stay out of my kitchen. You know it belongs to me. I've been cooking in here at least 40 years, and that's the way it's gonna be. So if you need a fork, if you need a spoon, the next time stay in the other room. Boy, you better pay attention. Stay out of my kitchen. Then she reached up and kissed me on the cheek and said, Granny sure hopes you come back next week. But if you do, the next time, don't get my parking spot. Don't sing so loud, wear a coat and tie, come early enough for Sunday school, stay out of my kitchen, but most of all, I can tell that you are new around here, so you better get one thing clear. If you know what's good for you, don't sit in my pew. But remember, Granny loves you.
The comedy segment was brought to you by John G. Weatherford Incorporated. John G. Weatherford Incorporated? Well, they're proud to be connected to the morning show. They're known to most as Weatherford Oil. They're a third-generation owned and operated family business that values God, family, employees, and customers. For over 40 years, they've been providing diesel, gasoline, motor oil, hydraulic fluid, grease, and logging supplies to some of Mississippi's best loggers, farmers, chicken growers, land managers, municipalities, individuals, and convenience stores. Whether you need large or small quantities, well, they'd love the opportunity to talk to you about supplying all of your fuel and oil needs. With 2 locations, they proudly serve Scott, Lauderdale, Newton, Smith, Neshoba, Jasper, Clark, Kemper, Rankin, and Leake counties. If you appreciate Weatherford Oil helping to bring you the morning show, well, we would appreciate it if you'd call John at Meridian 601-693-0981, 601-693-0981, or Jason in Forest 601-469-3931. That's 601-469-3931, and let them take care of all of your fuel and oil needs. We appreciate them. We appreciate you. My name's Natalie Duncan-Emmons.
And I'm Gabe Weatherford.
And you're listening to
The Morning Show.
Jesus looked at the child lying still on her bed. Not one breath and no life in her eyes. When he touched her, she woke with these words that he said, "Live again, child, it's time to arise." Oh, later on, Lazarus died. Jesus wept for his friend. He was moved by the crowd's anguished cries. Then he spoke in a voice that no death could withstand. Lazarus, come forth, it's time to arise. Oh grave, where's your victory? Oh death, where's your sting? You've been conquered by the Lord Jesus Christ. On that resurrection morning, like a bird on a wing, Jesus knew it was time to arise. Very soon the time
see a world around me that's in need. Searching, looking for the answers when all they need is Jesus. Jesus.
Maybe I'm the one to tell them. Maybe I can make a difference. So today I pray
for a little more faith, faith that keeps believing the mountain moves. A little more hope, hope that's always knowing you'll get us through. A little more love, love that keeps on holding when life gets tough. Lord, you know we could all use a little more of faith, hope, and love. Neighbors living here beside me who need the light. Strangers walking in the darkness, it don't seem right.
Maybe I can turn the light on. Maybe I can bless someone. So today I pray
A little more faith, faith that keeps believing the mountain moves. A little more hope, hope that's always knowing you'll get us through. A little more love, love that keeps on holding when life gets tough. Lord, you know we could all use a little more of faith, hope, and a little more faith, faith that keeps believing the mountain moves. A little more hope, hope that's always knowing you'll get us through. A little more love, love that keeps on holding when life gets tough. Lord, you know we could all use a little more. Lord, you know we could all use a little more of faith, hope, and love. Faith, hope, and
Well, the second annual Singing News Gospel Music Festival at Graceland is set to start tonight. Graceland is, of course, the home of Elvis Presley. And the documentary He Touched Me is the gospel music of Elvis Presley that explores his gospel roots. And here James Blackwood talks about Elvis's love of the genre. Here's James Blackwood.
We, according to Elvis, inspired him to sing and inspired him to sing the way he sings. That he got his expressions and his way of singing from the Statesman Quartet and the Blackwood Brothers. Those were the two dominant groups during that era when Elvis was coming up, and they had the greatest influence apparently on him. From Jake Hess, who was one of his idols in singing.
When your luck begins to slide down the rugged mountainside. Now
Bass singer of the Statesman, they called him the Big Chief. He patterned some of his physical movements kind of after the Big Chief. I'm just glad to have had a part in his early upbringing.
YouTube channel. We want you to know about that, to check it out, and to utilize it. If you go to YouTube, you can simply search for The Morning Show, Natalie Duncan-Emmons, and it's super easy to find. We're asking that you subscribe to that channel so that you can stay in the loop with everything going on right here on The Morning Show. There are over 70 episodes now archived on the YouTube channel and over 50 interviews that you can go back and listen to at your convenience. The YouTube channel is being brought to you by Family C RV Park and 21 Machine and Fab. Are you looking for a place to stay in the area? Do you need to just get away for a few days? Well, Family C RV Park here in Forest, Mississippi is exactly where you need to go. They have fully accommodated cabins with all of the amenities, wireless internet, direct TV, they have it all. Over 40 campsites, full hookup, sewer, water, electricity, all of that's included. And they have the best rates in the state of Mississippi. So we want you to go out and support Family C RV Park. It's 3246 Highway 21 North in Forest, Mississippi. That's our friends Larry and Renee Krim over there at Family C RV Parks. We appreciate them making the YouTube channel possible for the morning show. Family C RV Parks. That's where we want you to go visit.
Don't miss multi-Dove Award-nominated band The Sound live Saturday, November 5th, 6 p.m. at Salem Baptist Church in Lake, Mississippi. Their distinct country pop style captures the attention and affection of fans around the world with music that is creative, relevant, and impactful.
So I'm gonna make it count.
Don't miss The Sound live Saturday, November 5th at Salem Baptist Church in Lake, Mississippi.
All right, you heard it. We've been telling you now for a while. I hope you've made plans to be in Lake, Mississippi Saturday night. I talked to Rob Mills yesterday. They're coming. They're going to be here Saturday afternoon. So we hope to see you there. The Sound. Here's their new one.
When I feel I'm failing, when I think I should quit, I'm always reminded who he always is. But other days, there's other ways that I think about God, and I start to list the things he's never not. He's never not faithful. He's never not kind. He's never not perfect. He's never not on time. He's never been defeated, and he'll never be stopped. And he's never not good, 'cause he's never not God. Oh, he's never not God. So I just won't worry, 'cause there ain't any doubt that I'll be okay, 'cause he's not gonna let me down. I know he sees, I know he keeps every promise he makes, and I know for sure that he's never gonna change. He's never not faithful. He's never not kind. He's never not perfect. He's never not on time. He's never been defeated, and he'll never be stopped. He's never not good, 'cause he's never not God. He's never not God. He's never not faithful. He's never not kind. He's never not perfect. He's never not on time. He's never not faithful. He's never not kind. He's never not perfect. He's never not on time. He's never been defeated, and he'll never be stopped. He's never not good, 'cause he's never not God. Never not
Special thanks to Trey Ladner for that co-hosting with Kids segment. That was pretty spectacular. Thank you, Trey. Tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. Mark Lanier will be here tomorrow, so we'll look forward to that. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
Woke up this morning with a smile. I've got a brand new song since he's changed my life. I won't let the day just pass me by. So I've got a chance to testify. So don't worry, be happy. No, don't worry, be happy. Troubles and trials got you down, but don't let those troubles and trials make you frown. Jesus will never let you down, and one day you're gonna receive your robe and crown. So don't worry, be happy. No, don't worry, be happy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little song that I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. Listen to me now. No, don't worry, be happy.
You've been listening to The Morning Show with Natalie, Duncan-Emmons. We're glad you joined us. We want to invite you back tomorrow when once again you'll hear some of the very best in gospel music and some of the finest in Christian entertainment. Will you join us tomorrow? Is it a date? We'll look for you then. God bless and goodbye, everybody.